Moonletter Astrological Podcast.
New Moon in Gemini, 27th of May 2025. We're still in a time of rapid changes, and the new moon in Gemini reflects this. As well as the sun and moon in this fast-moving, intellectually agile sign, there's Mercury, the winged messenger and ruler of Gemini, at the midpoint of the new moon and the far-out intuition of Uranus. This suggests the arrival of new inspiration and original ways of looking at things. This should help ameliorate the feeling of stuckness that's been lurking around. Also, Mercury is picking up a positive influence from Pluto in Aquarius, adding some depth to all the mercurial glitter. At the same time, Mars and Venus are both in fire signs, Mars in Leo and Venus in Aries. A generous Mars and an impulsive Venus should go well together on a night out or in. Venus is backed up by Chiron, so if Mars gets too full of itself, I'm sure Venus will find a subtle, or maybe not so subtle, way to keep things in line. Should be an interesting time. Saturn has now moved out of Pisces into Aries, and there's a shift from Pisces' tendency to dwell on the past and dig up old woes to Aries' go-for-it attitude. Saturn goes retrograde on the 13th of July and heads back into Pisces on the 1st of September, turns direct again on the 28th of November, and finally settles into Aries in February 2026, when it will make an exact conjunction with Neptune. Full moon in Sagittarius, 11th of June 2025. A few days before the full moon, Jupiter leaves Gemini and heads into Cancer for the next 12 months, until June 2026. Jupiter is not particularly happy in Gemini. The energy of this planet is expansive, and Gemini doesn't really offer that sort of space, being more concerned with fast-moving input, output, and exchange of information and rapid-fire discussion. With Jupiter there, things can become excessively detailed or long-winded. In Cancer, however, Jupiter's expansiveness is the homemaker, the irrepressible carer, the loving, welcoming provider of sustenance and support. It would take a heart of stone not to be affected, and Cancer's water can even erode the intransigence of stone. This full moon feels buzzy and exciting, with lots of socializing and plenty of ideas and plans flying around. The moon in Sagittarius has a natural tendency to go for the highest, and the sun in Gemini is fascinated and stimulated by its opposite sign of Sagittarius. The moon is also carrying the torch, as it were, in a grand trine in fire signs, 3 planets in a perfect equilateral triangle. Moon in Sagittarius, Mars in Leo, and Chiron in Aries. This suggests a time of great healing potential. All it asks is for us to be aware of responses, how we respond to situations, and being aware of how others respond. With Mars around, things could move very quickly, sort of like a 3-way ping-pong game. No winners or losers, just a fast-moving game. Plus, there's a lot of emotional noise coming from a conjunction of Mercury and Jupiter in Cancer, picking up a tough angle from Saturn and Neptune in Aries. This feels complicated and suggests a need for unravelling all the subtle messaging going on. Who is pushing? What are they hiding? Who's trying to avoid accountability? Maybe the words are saying one thing, but then there's something else going on. Best not try to push through and expose the games. Take time to mull. Things should become clearer after the sun moves into Cancer on Midsummer's Day. The safe place in all this is Venus in Taurus. Taurus is the sign of luxury, so treating yourself could be a way of staying cool in the middle of it all. Personally, I can recommend a helping of chocolate ice cream or maybe raspberry sorbet.
And for more astrological and spiritual musings, check out moonletter.co.uk.